everybody. Today is the 11th game in the 12 games of Christmas challenge. It's the 25th of Christmas, the 25th of December. So for me, Christmas is already over because for Germans it happens on the 24th. And we're playing Pandemic Vanilla Easy Mode. I've got 3 heroes, Researcher, Scientist, Medic, and I've got 4 epidemic cards in the deck. So let's start infecting cities. Lima gets 3 cubes. Sao Paulo gets 3. Okay, so we'll have to look into the yellow disease pretty early on. Delhi gets 3 as well. Whoops. Delhi. Montreal gets 2. Baghdad gets 2 as well. Cairo gets 2. So black is also quite rampant, as it were. And let's see, Istanbul gets 1 as well. So black again. Jakarta gets 1. And last, but by no means least, Lagos gets 1 too. So everyone has drawn 3 cards, so we're going to check what they have. The researcher has resilient population. At any time she can take 1 of the infection decks discard cards and remove it permanently from the game, and she has got Kinshasa and Osaka, so yellow and red. The scientist has Cairo, London, Atlanta. And we have the medic who has Chicago, Bangkok and Sao Paulo. Now, so let's see. She is going to I suppose she's going to travel. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then she's going to draw 2 cards, and she draws Taipei and Tehran. And then we infect 2 cities. We infect Khartoum. And we infect Seoul. Next up is the scientist. She's also going to move 1, 2, 3, and she's going to cure 1 disease cube in London for her 4th action. She's going to draw 2 cards. She draws Montreal and an epidemic. So first we move the infection rate up by 1. Then we draw the bottommost card from the deck, which is Manila. Manila gets 3 cards, 1, 2, 3. Now what we're going to do is we are going to use the resilient population card, which we can play at any time. It's not an action. And we're going to remove the Delhi card from the game permanently. So it goes here. Well, you could put it anywhere. It doesn't matter where you put it. So now we have to shuffle these. Put them on top of the deck. And then draw the top 2 cards to do our normal infection. Lagos gets 1. And Khartoum gets another cube. So we're lucky. Okay, so that was the scientist. Next up is the medic. So the medic is going to go to Bangkok. And then he's going to move 1, 2, and for his fourth action, he's going to remove all the cubes. That's his special ability. So he's going to draw 2 cards, and he draws Moscow and Paris. And he's going to infect 2 cities. And he's infecting Seoul. Well, not he. So we are going to put 1 cube in Seoul, and we're going to put 1 cube in Cairo. Next up is our researcher. She is in Algiers, so she's going to move 1, and then she's going to do 2, 3, and for 4 she's going to build a research center in Cairo, and then she's going to draw 2 cards, and she draws Buenos Aires and Sydney. She's going to launch an infection, and it's Baghdad. We're lucky there. And Sao Paulo. And now we have our first outbreak. We can't place a 4th cube, so basically these get bounced now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So next up is our scientist. She is over here in Lima. She's going to do 2 heal actions, and then she's going to move here for her 3rd, and then do a 4th here. And then she's going to draw 2 cards, and it's Los Angeles and Karachi. Lima, that's a good thing. And Montreal. Next up is the medic. The medic is in Manila. And he's going to use his card to travel to Moscow. 1, 2, 3, and then on 4 he's going to remove everything in Delhi. He's going to draw 2 cards, Seoul and Forecast. He can now draw, look at, and rearrange the top 6 cards of the infection deck. And he's going to do this now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he can look at them and rearrange them in any way he likes, but he can't discard any. So we've got Manila and we've got Jakarta, Istanbul, Riyadh, Kinshasa, Sydney. So now he's going to draw them, and he draws Riyadh. What a surprise! And he draws Istanbul. Again, what a surprise. So, and he is finished. What does he have? He has 4 cards. Okay. So next up is the researcher again. No, sorry, that one was in Istanbul, wasn't it? So she's going to use one action to do this, 2 to go here, 3 and 4 to remove these 2. And then she's going to draw 2 cards, and she will have to discard cards now. So she's got Mumbai, Tehran. Okay, we've got Osaka, Taipei. She's going to discard Tehran. She infects Sydney and Manila. Next up is the scientist. She's going to go 1 to Sao Paulo, remove 2 cubes, and then she's going to move here to Lagos. And she's going to draw 2 cards, Delhi and Calcutta. Good. Kinshasa. And Jakarta. And next up is the medic. Whoopsie. So the medic is going to play this card to go to Sao Paulo for 1, remove this for 2, go here for 3, and remove this for his 4th action. And he's going to draw 2 cards, Mexico City and Johannesburg. He's going to draw 2 infection cards. One goes to Tehran, and the other one goes to London. Okay. Okay, so let's see. The researcher sits up here. So first she's going to go here, 1. She's going to remove 2, 3. And then she's going to go here to Riyadh 4. Draw 2 cards. 1, 2. And she's going to drop 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So she needs to discard 3 cards. So she's going to discard Algiers, Mumbai, and as well. Does everybody else have? Yeah. Lima. Let's see how the infection spreads. One goes to Chicago, and the other one goes to St. Petersburg. Yeah. Okay, so now it's our scientist. Our scientist is first of all spending 1 action to build a research station, and she's going to find a cure for the black disease for her 2nd action. And then she is going to she's going to go here for her 3rd action and then join the scientist, the researcher in Riyadh for her 4th action. She's going to draw 2 cards, and it's an epidemic. So we draw the bottom card. So we're now on our 2nd epidemic. And it's in Bangkok, which is over here. So Bangkok gets 4 cubes. Montreal, oh god. But that's good because it only can affect 2 more places. And Sydney. Now it's the medic. Sorry. That would have been this way. That was the wrong pawn. The medic is going to go to Chicago for 1, remove these for 2, go here for 3, remove these for 4, and draw 2 cards. And he draws Chennai and a government grant. He can add 1 research station to any city, no city card need. Oops! Big mistake, I created them in wherever I was without using the city cards. Okay, so never mind. So we're gonna remove Lagos at least. We're gonna remove, well, we're gonna use his card to create the Cairo one. Yeah, so that was a mistake. Okay, next up, we infect cities. Manila and Kinshasa. So we have our researcher. She is in Riyadh together with our scientist, and she is going to give the scientist a yellow card. How many times can you actually share knowledge? I think you can share knowledge as often as you like, right? Yeah, I believe you can do this multiple times. So she's going to give her 3 actions, 2 actions, 3 actions. And on her 4th action, she's going to heal this. And she's going to draw 2 cards. And she's got San Francisco and Hong Kong. Now it's our scientist. Our scientist is going to move to Cairo for 1. She's going to cure the yellow disease for 2. She's going to stay where she is. No, she's going to do 1, 2, and draw 2 cards. And it's Ho Chi Minh City in Madrid, which is lucky. Sao Paulo gets 1, and Lima also. Next up is the medic. The medic is in Montreal. And he's going to go to Seoul for 1, remove these for 2, travel south 3, 4. Draw 2 cards, and it's Baghdad and Milan. And he has a yellow card which doesn't kick in because the yellow is cured. Or does it? Oh no, they still get placed, of course. But when you move into a space with them, you cure 1 in 1 action. So it goes to Lagos, and 1 goes to Jakarta. Okay, so that was him. So next up is the researcher. The researcher is going to move here, 1, and she's going to, no, actually she's not, she's going to go to, yeah, she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and treat this for 3, so black is eradicated. And then she's gonna move here for 4. Draw 2 cards. It's an epidemic and New York. Johannesburg gets 3 cubes. 1, 2, 3. Now we need to infect 3 cities, and we start with Sao Paulo. Gets 1. Lima gets 1. How many outbreaks did we have? I think we want 2. And lastly, Montreal with blue. Okay. Next up is the scientist. She travels to Cairo and uses for 1 and then uses 4 cards to eradicate, to cure the blue disease for 2. And then she travels to 3, 4. And draws 2 cards. And next up is the infection phase. 1 in Lagos. 1 in Jakarta, which will actually now spawn an outbreak. And 1 in Kinshasa, which is not going to spawn an outbreak. Okay, whoops. Now it's the medic's turn. And the medic is going to go to Johannesburg. Automatically remove cubes of cured diseases from the city you are in. So since this is cured, he gets to remove them. 2, he moves here, removes those. 3, he flies over here. 4, he moves to Lima and removes all of them. So now we have Istanbul and Bogota, and he has 6 cards, and he infects Manila, Sydney. So, oh god, that's going to be interesting. We have an outbreak. So this one goes to Los Angeles. 1 goes to Jakarta but can't, so that's the next outbreak. So we have 1 in Ho Chi Minh City and 1 in Chennai. And this one would go to Manila but can't, so we have another outbreak. 1, 2, 3. Now we need to see if we have 3 more red cubes. Yes, we do. 1, 2, 3. So Taipei, Hong Kong and San Fran. Okay. Okay, so next up is the researcher. And the researcher is going to she's going to go here, 1, 2, build a research center in Hong Kong for 3, and is going to remove this for 4. And she's going to draw 3 cards. 2 cards. Okay. Johannesburg. Tehran. We're not going to place this because the black is eradicated, and Riyadh is also not going to be placed. So it's now the scientist. The scientist is going to let's see, she's going to go to Tokyo for 1, using this card. 2, 3. Going to take this for 4, and then she's going to draw 2 cards, and it's Lagos and 1 quiet night. She is going to use this immediately to not have an infection period. The medic is going to he's going to fly to Chennai, and he's going to remove on his first turn, so his second turn is to remove these cubes for 2, and then he's going to go here for 3 and remove these for 4. Then he's going to draw 2 cards. 1 is Manila and 1 is an epidemic. Paris gets 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we're not going to place anything in Tehran. We are going to place 1 in Lagos. We are going to place none in Riyadh. So that's the 3 that we needed to draw. And the rest come back on top. And that was that. Next up is the researcher. The researcher is going to hand 2 red cards. Well, the Sydney card to the scientist. Then she's going to go to Bangkok and is going to, for her second action, is going to remove 2 for her third action. For her third and fourth actions, then she's going to draw a card. And it's Essen and Miami, 2, 4, 6, 7. So she's not going to do anything else. So then we're going to infect Jakarta, but we can't because the medic, oh no, yeah, automatically remove cubes of cured disease. No, actually no, it's not possible because it's not cured yet. So Jakarta, Paris will have an outbreak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we move this, and lastly Kinshasa is going to get 1 cube, and that's that. The medic is going to first go to Sydney for 1, then cure this for 2, and then going to move to Manila for 3 and cure Manila for 4. And draw 2 cards, and it's Washington and Khartoum. No, actually it's not his turn even. Yeah, it doesn't matter, so we'll just, yeah. I wasn't even paying attention there. 2, 4, 6, 7, so we're just gonna 2, 4, so I'm just gonna remove back that. Now it's actually our scientist, and she's going to use the ability that she only needs 4 cards, and she's going to cure the red disease, and we have 1. That was a shaky victory that I'm not very happy with, because I completely overlooked the rule by which you can place research centers. But this is a game. Well, Pandemic has had its 10th anniversary this year, and there's a 10th anniversary special edition. I didn't buy it because it's 75 euros, and I basically have other games that I would like to buy, and I just passed this one up. But I would say that this is probably one of the most beautiful games I've ever played. It is so simple in its premise, you know, what the story is, what the game is about. It is highly immersive. And I mean, there are so many variants of it. The other day I saw that there's one in the Roman Empire where it seems like instead of diseases spreading, it's actually enemies moving into the Roman territory, which I find really, really thematic as well, and very, very interesting. And I really like the fact that the game plays really quickly. It's easy to learn, and as you can see, you do have to remember some things, so it's not a game where you don't have to pay attention. It allows strategizing, and I think it's definitely a gateway game. If somebody isn't a gamer and you show them this game and they start playing it and start liking it, I think you have a gamer in the making, because this is what I would call a hobby game, which is mass market. Unlike, let's say, really niche games like Leaving Earth, which I can't wait to get my hands on. I ordered it yesterday, and I'm just waiting for the guy to post it out. There are some really niche games in the gaming world which are almost kind of which are not even elitist anymore. Elitist doesn't even cover it anymore. They are just so removed from what people would usually do for enjoyment and would consider a game if you were to talk to non-gamers. But this one isn't. This one I think is a game that would appeal to non-gamers and would probably make a very good addition to anyone's library. If you're trying to convince people in your household that gaming is for them, I would try and show them this game, because I believe it is a game that people can get behind very, very easily. And it is also one where you don't really have to rely on language that much. So you don't need to translate most of it. I mean, there are the epidemic cards, but you can just basically have a crib sheet what this means. Or you can, since it's completely cooperative, you can also play this with children who may not be, who can't maybe read so quickly, or even with people who don't speak English, if you have the English version, because you can then just talk them through what needs to happen, because it is all available and cooperative. And it is a fun game. And what I like about it is it's so simple in its, and so pure in its conception, that I think there is a reason why it, first of all, there is a reason why it won so many awards, but I think it is just such a brilliant idea. When Matt Leacock invented this game, he was certainly inspired. So that was number 11 in the 12 Games of Christmas Challenge. Number 12 will follow before the 31st of December. And until such time as I talk to you again, I wish you a pleasant holiday season. Merry Christmas, everyone. Bye-bye.